You know that feeling? You've got this big goal or just a list of stuff you really need to do, but your brain, it's like, nope, let's check email, let's look at anything else.
Oh, absolutely. Distraction central. It's universal, isn't it?
Totally. Yeah. So today, we're diving into something that might help with that. It's called the Lotus Method. Found it in this really interesting video on the Statue of Wisdom YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. And the idea is it helps you kind of get your brain to actually do the hard things.
Right.
Think of this as us pulling out the key bits so you get the gist without, the full watch time.
And what's really cool, I think, is how it connects to much older ideas. This isn't just some new life hack. The Lotus Method, the way they frame it, it really draws on Eastern philosophy, on ways people have thought about the mind for, well, centuries.
Exactly. Ancient wisdom, but for modern distraction. And the video starts with this character, Gohan. Sound familiar? Maybe not the name, but that this struggle probably will. He wants to achieve things, get better, learn stuff, succeed, reads all the motivational books, watches the videos.
Does all the right things, consumes the content.
Right. But then when it's time to actually sit down and do the work.
Oof. Resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly scrolling social media feels incredibly important, or maybe tidying the desk, or just staring into space.
And that's the core human thing, isn't it? Our brains are kind of wired to avoid discomfort, to seek the easier path. So facing a challenge, the brain goes, how about we do something easier, like checking notifications? It's almost automatic.
Yeah, it's not about being lazy necessarily.
Yeah.
It's this default setting. And the video uses this great metaphor from Eastern thought, the mind, as a wild monkey, just swinging from branch to branch, thought to thought, distraction to distraction.
That's a classic one, and it ties into that Buddha quote they mentioned. Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts.
Oof, that hits home, right? You know what you need to do, but your own mind keeps tripping you up.
Yeah.
Maybe you're your own worst enemy sometimes.
Absolutely. Those unguarded thoughts, the internal chatter, they can sabotage us way more than anything external.
So how do you even start to guard them? Where does the Lotus Method begin?
Well, the very first step, according to the video, is awareness. Simple, but not easy. It's about noticing that resistance, that urge to bolt towards distraction without immediately beating yourself up about it.
Right. Not more willpower, not forcing it, just seeing it. The video frames it almost like a protective thing your mind is doing, trying to shield you from difficulty, maybe?
Kind of. So the first step is just acknowledging, there's that feeling again. My mind wants to run away. With a bit of self-compassion, ideally.
Okay. So step one, just notice the monkey without yelling at it.
Pretty much. See the pattern clearly before you try to change it, except it's a normal thing.
Okay, so Gohan starts doing this. He sees trying to just power through isn't working, which leads him to part two, embracing the flow of life. And this involves the Taoist idea of wu-wei. Now, honestly, when I first heard wu-wei, it sounded a bit like giving up.
Yeah, that's a super common first take. Non-action. Sounds passive, right? But it's really more like effortless action. Or maybe action without struggle. Think about sailing, maybe. You don't fight the wind, you work with it.
Okay, working with it. And there's that Lao Tzu quote that apparently confuses Gohan too. By letting it go, it all gets done.
Right. How does letting go get things done? Seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But the idea is a lot of our effort is spent fighting reality, fighting our own nature, creating internal friction. Wu-wei suggests finding the path of least resistance that still moves you forward.
So it's not passivity. It's smarter effort, finding the natural flow within the effort, as the video puts it.
Exactly. It's about aligning your energy with the task and the moment rather than forcing it when everything in you is screaming no.
Can you give an example? Well, what does that look like day to day?
Well, take learning something new, like maybe an instrument. If you force yourself to practice for hours when you're exhausted and frustrated, you're fighting the current. You probably won't learn much, and you'll hate it. But if you practice when you feel more receptive, maybe for shorter bursts, fully focused, you're working with your energy. That's closer to wu-wei. More gets done with less struggle.
Gotcha. So Gohan starts trying this. He approaches the tough stuff differently.
Yeah, the video shows him trying to approach tasks with more ease, maybe? Accepting that difficulty is part of it, but letting go of that internal fight against the difficulty.
Reducing the inner friction.
Precisely. And that shift, just accepting the challenge without making it a personal battle, can make things feel less daunting.
Okay, so he's becoming aware, he's trying to find the flow, but the mind's still noisy, right?
Yeah.
Even in flow, thoughts pop up.
Oh, definitely. Which brings us to the third phase, cultivating stillness and reflection, quieting that inner chatter.
And this pulls from Zen Buddhism, right? The practice of zazen, or the sitting meditation.
Exactly. And for Gohan, like for most people starting out, just sitting still is, well, surprisingly hard. The mind just races.
Oh, tell me about it. My first tries were like, okay, sit still. Wait, did I leave the oven on? What's for dinner? I should check my phone. Chaos.
Huh. Yes. Gohan's used to doing. Action equals progress in his mind. So stillness feels unproductive at first.
And then there's that Zen Master Dogen quote.
Yeah.
If you can't find the truth right where you are, where else do you expect to find it? That must have landed differently.
It's powerful, isn't it? It suggests the answers aren't always out there and more doing, but in here, in the stillness. So Gohan starts looking inward, exploring his own mind.
And the video uses this image, like a lake settling. The wind stops, the ripples calm down, and you can see clearly. Zazen helps his mind settle like that.
That's the idea. As the mental noise quiets down, clarity emerges. He starts seeing challenges less as threats and more as, well, just things to navigate, maybe even opportunities.
Finding inner strength in the quiet, allowing solutions to surface instead of forcing them.
Exactly. And it connects to that core lotus metaphor.
Ah, right, the lotus in the mud. Tell us about that.
The video makes this beautiful point. The lotus flower grows out of the mud. It needs the mud. The mud isn't just gross stuff to get away from. In this analogy, our struggles, our difficulties, that's the mud.
Okay.
But that's also what provides the nourishment, the foundation for growth. Stillness helps us connect with that process, finding strength even in the difficult stuff, trusting that something beautiful can emerge from it.
Wow, that reframes challenges completely, not just obstacles, but fertilizer.
Sort of, integral parts of the growth journey.
Okay, so stillness provides clarity and perspective.
Yeah.
But you can't just stay still forever, right? You have to actually do things.
Correct. Which is step 4, turning reflection into action, taking that inner calm and focus out into the world.
And the video brings in Shaolin monks.
Yeah, it's a great example. They combine deep meditation with incredible physical discipline, mind and body working together.
So Gohan realizes, okay, meditation gives me clarity, but now I need to use it.
Exactly. It's about translating that inner state into purposeful outward action.
And he starts approaching tasks like a monk training, with like focus and precision, one thing at a time.
That's the picture painted. Instead of scattered, frantic energy, it's more focused, intentional. A calm mind leads to deliberate action. A chaotic mind, well, leads to chaotic action, usually less effective.
That makes sense. It's about that harmony between mind and body they talk about. Stillness enables intention.
Right. And it's a balance, isn't it? Too much reflection, you get stuck. Too much action without reflection, you burn out or run in circles.
Finding that sweet spot.
The Lotus Method suggests true effectiveness comes from mindful engagement, breaking things down, focusing on one step with calm determination. Less overwhelm, more progress.
Okay, makes sense. But even with all this awareness, flow, stillness, focused action, Gohan hits another snag.
Yep. Impatience.
Wow. The classic. He's doing the work, but maybe the results aren't coming fast enough.
Exactly. He's expecting this instant transformation, maybe, which leads to the final piece, the lotus and the art of patience.
And this goes back to the flower itself.
It does. The video emphasizes how the lotus doesn't rush. It grows slowly, deliberately, through the mud, up towards the light, and then blooms. It takes time.
The beauty is in the process, not just the end result. It requires patience.
That's the lesson for Gohan. He needs to accept that growth, real change, it unfolds gradually. Fighting that timeline just creates more stress.
So he learns to practice patience, to find peace in the journey, not just fixate on the destination.
Yeah, letting go of that need for everything to happen now, trusting the process. That's presented as the final key to mastering the mind, bringing this deeper sense of calm.
Wow. Okay, so that's the journey through the Lotus Method. Awareness, flow, stillness, action, and patience. So for everyone listening, maybe take a second. Think about where you are right now. Are you stuck in that initial resistance? Or maybe you're trying to force things too much? Does the idea of stillness feel impossible? Or are you maybe getting impatient with your own progress?
See which part of this resonates most with you right now. Maybe just pick one thing. Could it be practicing a few moments of stillness each day?
Or just trying to approach one task with that wu-wei mindset, less fight, more flow?
Remember, like the lotus, growth is an instant. It's a process. So be kind to yourself. Patience is key.
Definitely.
And that brings us to a final thought to leave you with. What's the mud in your life currently? What are those challenges or difficulties? And just consider, could that very mud be the stuff that's actually nourishing some kind of future growth, some unexpected bloom, even if it feels really far off right now? Something to think about.